Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Chem Discussion. Today I will be talking about Jacobson asymmetric epoxidation. It is very important reaction and many times question has been asked in CSIR GATE that uh, from the Jacobson asymmetric epoxidation. Before going to the topic, we should know what is epoxide. Epoxide is a three-membered cyclic ring and similar to cyclopropane, where one carbon is replaced by a heteroatom oxygen, and it is very strained ring, and it can be prepared from alkene by using various par acid like hydrogen peroxide, metachloroperbenzoic acid, etc. And a well-known asymmetric epoxidation reaction is surface epoxidation. Here diethyl tartarate as a chiral ligand is used along with titanium catalyst. But today I will be discussing another asymmetric epoxidation, that is Jacobson asymmetric epoxidation. Here actually manganese silane catalyst is used. Sometimes this reaction also known as Jacobson-Katsuki epoxidation, because Jacobson and Katsuki both were working on it independently and published paper on it. But first Jacobson published a paper in Journal of American Chemical Society 1999. It is a very prominent journal in chemistry. So what is the active species in the catalytic cycle? That is oxomanganese silane. This oxomanganese silane actually prepared from manganese silane by treating with sodium hypochlorite, different hypochlorite or par acid, and by this reaction cyclic acyclic cis 1,2 disubstituted alkenes are epoxidized with 100% enantiomer purity. So this is a very useful reaction to get a chiral epoxide. Here this is the Jacobson catalyst, which is manganese silane, and the oxidation state is 3 because of this 2 oxygen group and this chlorine. So the oxidation state is 3. So this R may be alkyl, trialkyl, but for the most effective catalyst this R should be tertiary butyl group. Now let's see an example. Here by the help of sodium hypochloride SS Jacobson catalyst, first it forms oxo manganese oxo compound, then it oxidized it to form epoxide. We will see the mechanism later. So this is a very good example of Jacobson asymmetric epoxidation, and this R may be aryl alkynyl alkynyl alkyl group, and this R1 may be bulky alkyl group. So let's see how manganese silane complex can be prepared. For manganese silane complex, this chiral diamine is used, and along with this ditertiary butyl substituted aldehyde is used. This is a simple condensation reaction by potassium carbonate base, and this gives these are the tertiary butyl substituent, and here OH group and OH group. Now it is treated with manganese acetate, manganese acetate, and oxygen. Subsequently it is treated with lithium chloride to get our catalyst. By this way the Jacobson catalyst can be synthesized. So now let's see what is the mechanism. There are two types of mechanism are there. One is free radical pathway and another one is metal oxidant pathway. We will see in the free radical pathway, first after formation metal oxo species, here one electron is shifted to alkene to give this radical species. Here the oxidation state of manganese is 5, here 4. Now this bond can rotate because it is a single bond, so to give this chiral epoxide, and this is our catalyst, we get back it. And why this alkene comes from top side? Because to this oxygen there are two bulky group present and which contains tertiary butyl group also. So to avoid the steric hindrance, the alkene group comes from the top side. That's why the reaction are enantioselective. Now this is about free radical pathway. Now we will see the metal oxidant pathway. Here the same thing happens, just one thing is different, that is here 4-membered metallo-oxetane transition state occurs. Like what we know that in the Wittig reaction there also transition state occurs, that is called butane. Here oxetane transition state forms. After that it decomposes into chiral epoxide and our catalyst is back. So this is about metal oxidant pathway. By these two pathway, actually the Jacobson epoxidation occurs, and sometime we do not get the 100% chiral compound, because when it undergoes the free radical pathway, then some amount of compound gets converted into trans also. So along with cis we get little bit of trans product. That's it. Now we will see how we can improve the epoxidation enantiomer purity. By using additive like pyridine N peroxide or different aromatic N peroxide, we can actually increase the enantiomeric excess of the product. Suppose this is our substrate. When it is treated with Jacobson method or Jacobson process, it gives particular enantiomer selective epoxidation reaction with 94% purity, and after that it is treated with tertiary butoxide with in the presence of 2-piperidone, it gives this product. So this was about Jacobson epoxidation. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe my channel to get more videos like this. Thank you.